you think for 1 second it's to hurt the families, you're mistaken. Nothing more than to bring the families for the loss of their precious children. What happened here is so demonic, so corrupt, so evil, so brutal. How dare you try to stop the investigation that good-hearted people are putting their, and I mean no one, don't care about hurting the families. Some paperwork, there are people out there that are suffering, being tortured, and are dying this very moment. Might I add again, trusted officials? But you know what? One day, he will stand on one upon a crime to expose it. I commend him. He didn't exaggerate. He's put a lot of time and effort into what he's doing. And you think that we're hurting the families by exposing it? I think bad guys, if that's what you really think. People really do care about people that are being hurt right now as we speak. It's not just Moscow. It's Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, Mendota Mental Health. You know how many people have died at Mendota in a steel cage with no water? They don't even have any. Bulky at Mendota Mental Health. They're torturing him right now. Right now. Dr. Lee perjured himself on the stand, lying about Gavin Balke. You care about the families? Do something. Because one day, you, yes, you, will stand before the living God, and he will ask you, what did you do? What did you do to help? What did you do with your handy-dandy little comments? You're hurting the families. You're hurting the families. No, Dopey, you're hurting the families. You know nothing about the death industry, autopsy, what medicines, these drugs, pharmaceuticals are doing to human beings, how they're altering their minds. It's called fictitious disorder symptoms. That is where a doctor, Rudy-do, McFly, a doctor can take medications and they can make you look any way they want. And then they write it down. And then guess what? Deborah Collins, who will give a favorable report to someone at Mendota who's banging the nurse. Favorable report. And once he went, and the nurse has him put back in Mendota. I couldn't make this up. You need to look into Dr. Deborah Collins, who I think is a sexual predator. Yeah, I said it. Keep you an hostage. Because one day, they'll be knocking on your door. One day, if you don't do something about the corruption going on all over, not just in Moscow, not just in Wisconsin, it's everywhere. Wake up. Wake up, America. This corruption is everywhere. Beaten in an Illinois jail, arrested on false charges, beaten, and then they hung him and made it look like a suicide. Other incarcerated men had come forward to say they saw them drag his body. And oh, all the cameras were off. Oh, there was a glitch. There was a problem that day. Oh, surprise, surprise. There was a problem that day. Problem with the cameras. Oh, yeah. And they couldn't see he was hanging in there for how many hours? And then you got the handy dandy little coroner and the funeral director who tell the family, oh, no, he's got to be cremated. Yeah, bull. You know why? Because evidence will go with the cremation. And families, they're so grief-stricken, they don't know. They think the funeral directors and these people are honest. Oh my God. You can't get any more corrupt than the funeral industry and the government. So yeah, you want to do something today? Call Mendota and ask how Gavin Balky's doing. Ask if Gavin Balky is being manipulated by pharmaceuticals, by Dr. Lee. Do something productive with your day. Do something other than critiquing those that are trying to make change. For you. This is for you too. You think these corrupt officials aren't going to turn on you? You think you're special? You think it can't happen to you? And if you don't stand up and say, hey, wait a minute now, wait a minute, this isn't right. Well, wait. Oh, that don't add up. But I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to follow the crowd because, you know, I don't want to be called out. I don't want to be left out of the true crime community club. No, I'm going to go with the flow. Execute Brian. Brian did it. You spineless piece of you-know-what. You got a place waiting for you in hell. Innocent blood cries out. Every single one of you that is paid off or just an ostrich, that's what I think of you. That's what I think of you. On you. You spineless, worthless. Ostrich. Spineless. You officers, you guards who beat human beings for pleasure. That's what I think of you. Your day's coming. You got a special place in hell waiting for you. You doctors who are drugging people, fictitious disorder symptoms, that's what I think of you. You murderers who beat and hung Ronnie, that's what I think of you. Yeah. You're hurting the families.